Good morning, everyone. This is Judy Allen from San Antonio, and yes, I do get excited because it is still morning time, technically. To tell you, out of my son John's book, technically, it's still morning. So, I'm here today. We're going to talk about, and I'm going to do some cards. I get to actually make the cards versus just show you the cards. Because it wasn't out in the catalog yet, I wasn't sure, but I found out I can actually show you the cards and show you the stuff that I used and everything else. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make 3 cards from Eden's Gardens. Yes, it's a set that's coming out November the 2nd, and it's only available through January 3rd, I believe. That's the date. I have to double check that. But it's only limited time, and it's when it sells out, it sells out. So it's a limited supply, first come, first serve. So just want to let you know that. But I want to show it to you because it goes very nice with Christmas, and I'm making Christmas cards right now. And I want to let you know that for November the 2nd. So let's go to the hands, and I'll show you, and I'll talk more about it later, all right? Let's go to the hands. Oops. All right, I just realized I talked through with the simple stamping. I'm really here. So there you go. Technology in its finest moments. I was too excited to get to you before noontime and say good morning, and too excited to tell you about Eden Garden stamp set and everything that we're going to be doing. Everything I just said with the other stuff over me, that's okay. We're still going to the hands. We're going to make the cards. So there, let's do it. Alright, so I don't control the dog. I control a lot of things. I can't even control the camera, it doesn't seem like, but it doesn't matter. This is the stamp set. I'm not going to go into all the details of the paper and everything else. I'm going to do a separate YouTube video showing all the pretty stuff to you. But I am going to do is make the card. So just set that aside, and we're going to go to card number 1, which we start simple. And I've got my tear, and we're going to stamp. And here's my example, and that's what we're going to make. We're just going to make a simple 3x3 card. And this is always, I always think of my friend Linda and my granddaughter Francine, who loves 3x3 cards. I love them too. I just don't always think about focusing on those. I always make other things as well too, as we all do. Alright, and then this stamp set and everything we're going to be using goes really good. And I recommend soft saffron. Let's see if we can see the color there. There, soft saffron. So that's what we're going to use. But you know what? Let me go ahead and get that Noel, because that Noel is big for this little card, and I did that deliberately. In fact, this time I'll turn it this way. Let me hold off on that one, because I actually worked around Noel. The first time around when I created a card, I had stamped the leaves first, and then it was like, well, Noel is pretty well consuming inside the card, so it was like, okay, let me just center it and get it stamped first, and then I'll work around it. Whatever's easiest for you. First time round, trying to get it centered, or knowing that I said there did the other, I made it work, but it wasn't like really exactly how I wanted it. So we're all different on what we want and what we exactly want. And actually this time around, I'm just going to tap it 3 times. I think I did it more than that, but it's okay. I'm actually going to reverse my flowers or my leaves. And this is from Eden Garden. These leaves are. You see how pretty and soft that is? And then I'm going to do that again. I just flip-flopped it from what I did in my original card. But now I'm going to put some gems on there, and I have to tell you, the gems are totally awesome. Here they are, and look how shiny and pretty those are. Those are beautiful. And so I'm just going to do what I did on my other card. I'm just going to reverse it. But I am going to be sure to get one of these here, because this one here, let me see if you can see it. When you turn it to the light, let's see if you can see it on the camera. It's got a reddish tint to it. I don't know how well you can see that or not, but these are very sparkly. So I don't know that the camera really does justice to it versus what you can see with your own 2 little eyes. So like I spy with my 2 little eyes. So it does look different in person. It's very sparkly and very, very, very beautiful. In fact, I have not let my granddaughters see these because I most probably wouldn't have them very long. And I want to use them first. So there. Alright, so there is our first card. Simple stamping. That's all we did, and we added an embellishment. Could you add a ribbon or anything else? You sure could. I do have some ribbons. I didn't put a ribbon on this one because I liked it the way it was. I wanted it this simple. But I could easily put a bow up here. I could easily put one down here. But I wanted to stick with these here. Alright? So that is the first card. Here's the one I did beforehand. And here's the one I did just there. And I just flipped it. Instead of it opening this way, I have it opening this way so I can stand it up if I want to. Which I will. I like standing that up. So, there you go. Now I'm going to set those aside so we go to card number 2. So if you're out there and all, please say hello. It's always nice to know when somebody's out there and that I'm not, feel like the Lone Ranger. Alright. This one we're going to do a little bit something different. I don't even think we've done this on paper pumpkin. What we're going to do here is this set, you can also, if you get this suite, it comes with tissue, this cotton paper. It's not tissue paper, it's cotton paper because it's actually heavier than tissue paper. Anyway, if you get the suite, it comes with it. If not, you just order it separately. So I'm going to sit up here, and then also this too, as it fell out. Let's see if you can see it. This is beautiful. This is a gold. What is it called? Let me see if I can tell you what it is. Gold shimmer vellum. Gold shimmer vellum. So hopefully you can see, yeah, you can see that shimmer right there on there. Okay, I like it. Alright, so we're going to use this as well too, but let me go ahead and fold this in half. And I did go ahead and stamp this in advance because I did. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with the red or not. I was thinking about the green, and I couldn't make up my mind. I thought, well, just go ahead and stamp it. Alright, so we're actually going to layer it like this here. Okay? And I actually made this. I used my little cheat sheet cards that I laid down in white. I didn't bring them to show to you today. I usually show them to you. Anyway, I wanted to sort of get an idea of the size I needed because I'm going to go around, and since this, even though it's heavier duty, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to go around and just tear the edges. I know that it seems sometimes like a crime, but it's not. Yeah, you'll see why in a minute, because I can tear it any way I want. It's paper. And I just sort of tear it and let it go, because what I'm trying to do, I might even wad it up and lay it back out again, too. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I did that with paper pumpkin, with that paper, and it was fun. I think it was just fun to wad up the paper. Alright, and have permission to do so, or not permission. However you want to look at it. So anyway, I'm just sort of just tearing this off just to give just a look. So see here, I could have either gone with a very flat look, but I thought it'd be pretty cool to do this because I get to show off the paper, which is nice and light and airy, and it gives it that nice light. It reminds me of snow, light and airy. I can think about snow all I want because the bottom line is I don't think I'm going to get it for Christmas here in San Antonio. But hey, you never can tell. I might be surprised and amazed. Fortunately, if I got snow, I would really like about at least an inch or two. So, I saw the snow and not the grass. Dead grass at that. Alright, I'm just turning it over so I can get the edges better. For me, it's just easier for me to work this way. Do it however works for you. It doesn't matter that it gets crumpled or not. We're just looking for a nice, I don't know. I consider it like a sort of a soft look, but anyway, just instead of the squares. Okay, I tore that off more than I wanted to, but that's okay. This is sort of shiny, so it almost reminds you like it's got like wax on it. It looks like a light matte coat wax. I don't know what that really is, but definitely don't quote me on that because I don't know. Alright, now, so see, the nice thing about this, if I want to go around these edges just a little bit more, I can, but I'm not. I'm just going to leave it. If anything, let's see if I might want to flip it. Nope. Let me go back to where I was, right there. Hi, Lourdes. Good afternoon, I have to say technically now. And hi, Linda. I hope you caught the 3x3. Alright, so I'm just going to use, I can just use regular tape to put this down. I can use glue dots. I'm going to do it toward the center because I want it to have that floating effect still. Hold on just a minute, I'll have my silicone pad there next to me. So I'm just going to do it right here in the center so you can see it's, even though it's cotton paper, I can still use my tape. Hold on. And that's all I'm doing. I just want it to be held in place because I can tell you with working with this, it will float like lightweight paper. I experienced this, and this one I'm just going to put down with regular dimensionals. I was working with this and I had the paper floating around me. I was like, okay, I had to get a post-it note to hold it down so I wouldn't get agitated and lose it. And I'll show you. So what I'm going to show you when I get through with all these is when I actually started making some of these, I actually made a mistake. And I don't look at mistakes as a problem or a failure or anything like that. I look at it as an opportunity for creativity. So I had an opportunity for creativity that I am not going to recreate because it was more time consuming than I usually allow on Wednesdays. But I'm going to show you and tell you how I did it. I'm going to even tell you how I messed up and how I was creative to take care of that so no one would know. So there you go. Alright, so here is, I just used a punch to punch out this gold vellum. Now you got to be careful because originally I accidentally had it upside down and you can see it's dull. Whereas when you got the right setup, you see it's very reflective. So now the only thing that you got to remember about vellum, and actually I'm going to put this on first, is when you go to put these on, like dimensionals, you can see through the vellum. Alright? So you want to make sure that your dimensionals or anything that you use, if you use a glue dot, you won't be able to see that because it's clear. But if you use any kind of dimensional, you're going to see through it. Okay, and you see your dimensional, and it'll stick out like a sore thumb. So to make sure I don't do that, I'm going to actually put this one on first with dimensionals to get my positioning and get it on. And then I can flip it over and see through the vellum to see where it's at to make sure that it's not seeing through. I hope I might not have spaced that right. That'll be very, very close. Well, we'll know when I flip it over, okay? So I'm just going to center that right there and put that there. Alright. Now this is sort of backwards as sometimes I do it, but there's a reason why I'm doing this, and I'll tell you after I get through. Oh gosh, I just did what I told you not to do. Alright, but this is vellum, so it does at least come off a little bit easier than paper. Alright, see here, because we can see the white straight through here. I want to be sure to put my dimensionals where you can't see through on the other side. See, if I continued on, that's what would have happened. I can actually position this any way I want. You know what, I think I'm going to do it right there, because I can. You know, it's all, you do whatever you do because you can, alright? It's your card, your creation, and that is the most important thing to remember. It's your card, you can do what you want. It's your creativity, you can do what you want. Alright, so, the only other thing I'm going to add to this right now is I'm going to go ahead and add some bling, and actually it's embellishments, but bling always sounds nice. And for me, I wanted to put it right here. For whatever reason, that really calls to me, and I really like doing that. I did it in my sample, and this is actually much simpler than my sample. The other one originally I did that I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, So I actually have choices now. I can keep, I'm not going to put 4 on here. I'm only going to put 3. I can either do that or put the red. So let's see what you think. Okay, if you're still on there and you can tell me what you think. I could put the red, and I just don't know that you can see the red from here. I can see it because it's reflective and it's actually in the bling itself. You know, I'm just fine with that. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that because I can be different with the other card. Okay, now I have a very simple stepped up card going from just inking and putting embellishments to putting some layers with some very nice paper and stepping it up with the embellishments here. Now, just to show you the original card that I made, and this was going to be the last card, but it's not. This card is what I originally started out with, and this is the one I messed up on, and I'll show you what I messed up. So I did my base, and this was actually the tissue paper. I just used die cuts to put this here, and I took 2 of them and put them together to form this look. And the same thing here, I had the gold vellum here, and I had made 2 of them underneath to create the layers. And then I did what I did here, I created this here. Well, what happened is I put the dimensionals where you could see them. You could see 4 dimensionals, a pretty white one there, a pretty white one there, a pretty white one here, and a pretty white one there. So in order to, my opportunity for creativity is to hide those white dots. So I used this gold, it's called Gilded Leafing, this gold Gilded Leafing. I didn't plan on using it originally, but that's what I did, is I literally took it and covered up my white, and then I just stuffed it on the end because I just wanted more gold. And I have to tell you, this is very delicate, it's very beautiful, and you can, like, if I want to tap it down and squish it in more, I can. But this was my opportunity for creativity. Thank you, Lourdes. Poke Jennifer for me. She wasn't too crazy about it. Alright, so let me set this aside, and I'm going to show you the card that I stepped up after I did that one. I thought, okay, there's no way I'm going to do that live because I'm not going to make the mistake again. But I did remember not to do that. I almost did again. Alright, so this one here is, I'm still going to use some of this stuff, but this is our third one. I'm going to use the layers. So here's our paper. And I went ahead and stamped things out in advance because this here is done in the gold embossing. Well, it's not gold embossing. Well, I call it embossing. Anyway, we have to use the heating tool to heat that up to get that beautiful shiny gold. And I went ahead and stamped this out. This was from the celebration that we just had. Feels like home. So I had stamped this out because I really wanted a home. And I'm not really getting what I want today, and I'll tell you what I wanted, and I'm going to figure it out. I just haven't figured it out yet. I must need to go do some gardening and putting up some decorations for Halloween outside, or decorations with pumpkins in fall, and then it'll come to me how to do it. Because off the cuff, what I wanted was a wreath on that door. So it looked like you were coming to my home. So I would send you a Christmas card that looked like you were coming to my home. And I'm actually going to do these right here flat, because, and I'm going to show you why, is I'm going to be putting stuff on top of here, but it's because of this right here. I'm going to layer it. I'm going to layer it across here. And it's again, this is that same cotton paper, very lightweight and fluffy looking. And I'm going to use it, I'm going to come right across the bottom. So I can put it on dimensionals, but I'm going to put this stuff flat here because I'll put it on dimensionals. I'll put my Merry Christmas on dimensionals. Let me get this going here. This is very elegant paper, Lourdes. It is so beautiful and elegant. And it's got that gold foil mixed in with it. And I don't know if you can see that from where you're at, but when you do this sideways, hopefully you can see the reflection of that gold. I mean, that's the only thing about this paper is, man, it's hard when it's just done in a photograph or in a book and all, or in a flyer. It is just hard to see the beauty of the paper. Alright, so what I really wanted was a wreath, just a small wreath around that window, because that's what I do at my house at Christmas time. Well, I couldn't get there, so that's okay. I will eventually get there. We're going to at least go ahead and put this down. I think I'll go ahead and use the small dimensionals. You see I was stamped on this side here, and I couldn't decide. I went ahead and went with the darker. So actually I fussy cut around the outside of this is how I got the look I got right now. You could have easily just squared it. The other thing I would like to do, but it's really tiny, I would really like to fill these windows with that vellum. I'm going to try later and see. If not, I can always fill it with some ink or pencils, watercolor pencils, and then I could put Wink of Stella on there. I just wanted to get the warmth of the season. Is all I want to do is just get the warmth of the season. Sort of how it. We can turn on our fireplace. We don't have we have a gas fireplace, so I can just flip the switch, so I can get the whole cozy, wintry feeling from that aspect, which is very nice because I can turn on, turn off. I can control it all in a switch. So we're going to have to slice this down. So as you can see, I'm going to have to slice both of them down. But I at least wanted to show you. And actually, I don't even have to go that high up. I can actually come down here to make it lower. Like this if I want to. I don't have to. And it can just sort of float on the top if I want it to. And then I can just come put the Merry Christmas down here. But I think I really wanted it to come up above just a little bit, just enough, just most probably enough to touch that line right there. So in order to do that, I'm just going to use the larger dimensionals, and actually then I'm going to trim it off afterwards because I can. And that way I don't have to make a decision right now. See how I just breathe on the paper and it moves. So I'll try not to breathe on the paper. But I just want the whole lightweight feeling that it gives. As you can see how it flexes really nice. See, you just blow on it, and I could blow on the regular cardstock, and that's not going to work. Let's see. Yeah, see? Didn't even bother to budge. Alright, so that's all I'm doing. I'm just sort of lining up the line that you see right there with the bottom right here of this here. So that way it looks like it's all together, but at the same time I'm not taking too much away from my picture. Because I want my picture of my home. Alright, and then I'm going to put the Merry Christmas on top of it. Now I did cut this so that I could easily go from one end of the card to the next. Or I could size it down to like just right here. And that's what I'm going to do. And I actually brought my paper cutter so I could do this. I know I did. It's handy somewhere. And if I do not readily see it, which I do not, we will go old school. And if I have to clean it later, I guess I'll go old school because I don't see it. I'm sorry, but when I go and we're creating, it's like sometimes it becomes chaos with all the paper and everything. Between the dog and Aunt Jennifer, they can tell you. I usually have it all cleaned up when my husband comes home so he doesn't quite see the chaos that I create. Hey, but I clean up my messes. That's the key thing. I clean up my messes. So, there you go. The dog does not do it for me, and I don't have a magical little elf that comes out at nighttime either. Okay, let's see. I might have to trim that just a little bit more on the bottom, and I don't have it quite straight, which is always annoying, but that's okay. That's why I like my cutter, and I'll most probably see it as soon as I finish this. And if I can't get it straight, I just keep on at it. Now see, this actually, if you can see it, it actually has a fine little dotted line there that when it's die cut. So I could use that and see if I did that. It gives me a little bit on the top there. But then I do that, I most probably want to go a little bit lower on the bottom, just so you can see the green down there as well too, because I'll make a nice frame out for this. So I'm just going to trim this a little bit more. And if I mess it up, it could be an opportunity for creativity. It could be an opportunity to toss it aside and say, you know what, I'll go deal with it later. Alright? Thank you, Linda. Alright, so see, I still need to, if I want that green to show just like at the bottom down here, I'm going to have to trim just a little bit more. That's where the paper trimmer would come in, but also with this, I can see the bottom of that Y. I mean, I'm going to be like right on the cusp of the bottom of that Y. Now, I can't get that fine with my paper cutter so I'd most probably slice off the Y at the bottom, which then that'd be a different opportunity. Alright, that might have got it that time. Okay, yeah, I can most probably trim it just a little bit back on that end there, but you know what, I'm going to live with it. My world is not going to end over that. Actually, my world's not going to end over it at all, period. So this here, I'm not going to put on dimensionals because I put the other on dimensionals. I think this will be just fine flat because we're going to look at our bling and our ribbon to see if there's anything we want there. Because I'm just, well, I'm still deciding. You know what, I am going to go ahead and trim that off a little bit on each end because I really don't want it the length of the whole card. So, you know what, that's the thing. I have a tendency to start off one way and change my mind. And that's okay. It's my card, my creativity, and I can do it my way. That's the beauty of creating. Alright, so I'm just going to center it here. It'll be okay. It will be okay. Alright. Alright, so there, so I'm going to leave it. I like it like that, and the only thing I'm going to do is, I do like the green on both sides. You may want to do it differently, and that's fine. All I can say is share what you create so we can see. And I'm just going to trim it off. I can trim it off that way, or if that doesn't like that and it just really bothers me, I can come over this side. But I am okay with that. And same thing here. Main thing is just got to be able to fit in an envelope for the person I send this to for Christmas. Alright, so the only thing missing here is my bling. Now I had two choices, well, most probably had more choices, but the choices I ended up with was ribbon. I had wanted to put a wreath, and I'll show you. You have different die cuts. Thank you, Linda. I really want a door wreath. I'll find a way to get my door wreath. It's just not going to be at this given moment in time. But they got some beautiful die cuts, and I just wanted a door wreath. Alright, so it's not going to happen. It's going to be a bow. So I have two choices here that I had handy. I could either use this here, which I was talking about doing the windows yellow and a gold. And then I had a really delicate bow that I created here out of, so I've even got red ribbon here, but I really didn't want the red. I can show it to you. So, it's a very tiny bow. This is a tiny, tiny bow. I mean, I was really trying to find something. This, I wasn't sure if it's too bulky, and I'm not sure if I still want that. But here's this, and this is very delicate. So delicate that I accidentally just barely just tugged on it and it went. Alright, just to give you an idea, and I'll hold it there with scissors. It's so delicate though, I think it's almost, I don't know, you'd have to tell me if you think it's too small or not. It's just, you just sort of really can't see it. It's beautiful, but it's just so delicate and fine you can hardly see it. And I really wanted something more. I really didn't want something quite as heavy as this. And you know what, I may not do anything right now. I might just wait and see what else I might can find that I might have. I don't know. I have to think on this a second, because I really don't have to do anything, but I really like this and I really want a door wreath. So I'm going to get there. I just don't at the moment know how. Let's go ahead and see about putting some bling on here though, because I never have problems putting bling and making a decision about bling, because this is just beautiful bling. In fact, messing with me, the top of that doorway might end up with bling on top of it instead of anything else. Let's see what it would look like. I do not know. If I did it, it would have to be like sideways. Yeah, that's just not gonna work for me. Okay. Alright, I have to come up with something else. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay, there we go there, and I'm just gonna add one of these. I mean, it looks like I'm very monochromatic here, and rightfully so, because I'm dealing with all greens. It's just different colors of green. This is your, so this is the soft succulent here, and this one here is the evergreen. The dark one is the evergreen. So it is monochromatic except for the gold in here, and also it's very monochromatic, so that's why I really wanted to add something else to it. So for right now, I think I'm just going to leave it at this. It's not, I want to add something here, but I don't know. I don't know if you can, what do you guys think if you're still out there? Because the only other color I have up here is red, but I really wasn't sure about the red. And not only that, the red ribbon is thicker, so that was the other issue I got into. I don't know that I have any other ribbon that's really thin in red. I would have to see if I have any string or anything. See, it's just so big, and it's so delicate. So I'm gonna have to figure something else out for my doorway. I'll just have to figure it out later. The gold works. I mean, the gold is fine, but I just wanted something additional to it. Maybe I just add the color to the windows and maybe color to the door frame. Maybe a red door frame would be nice with the gold on top. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I didn't really prepare for that. I just knew I wanted a door wreath that I do not have, and I will have. So with that, let me go ahead and show you all the things we created today. So we created this here that is not finished because I have to decide what I'm going to do with the top of that door. We created this card here, which is definitely it's definitely not as stepped up as this one, because this one we also had the fussy cut. But I do love tearing the tissue paper and doing that. Here are the cards I made previously in the one I made today. And then here's the one that I accidentally put those white dimensionals behind that gold vellum, and you can see it, and then I took it as an opportunity for creativity. So this one does take more time because you have to die cut this twice, which is the same thing as you see here. I just did it in gold vellum. This here is what you see right here. I just die cut it twice and put it back to back so that you could have this look here. And then I just took a single layer of this here. So that's the difference here, is all it. That's why you talk about things stepping up, because you start simple. You just sort of step it up a little bit, and you can step it up more, and this is like really stepped up because of all the stuff I put on here with all the layers and everything and all. So that's just give you some ideas for creativity. So since I am not out of time, and my allotted time that I usually allow myself, I'm going to go ahead and show you closer detail of what's in the paper. So when you get I'm just gathering the paper. So when you get the paper, hold on, what's my legs right there? Here's the stamp set itself. So it says, "Dear friend, how are you? Sending hugs. Let's celebrate everything. My heart is tied to yours. Hello there," so forth. So it's very, very beautiful. But like you see today, it's very easy to take the paper and sit there and add it with other Christmas stuff. And here's the paper. So let me show this, because you get 2 sheets of everything. I used that paper here. So this paper here is right here. This one is right here, and then you saw this lighter paper as well, right there. Actually, you know what, I'm wrong. It's actually even lighter. This is the one that's lighter. So you can see the transition in colors and all the gold. This is just a very light, soft succulent in the background. So you can see the darker and lighter up there. And so this is just one side of the card. This also has got sparkle to it. It's got like little stars or something right there in the back of it. You can get 2 sheets of that. And look how beautiful, and all the gold on here. Like I said, this is only available starting November the 2nd. Look at this. November the 2nd. See, I didn't use that, so I could have. I got plenty more cards I can make. November the 2nd through, I want to say, January the 3rd, and that is it. And it's as while supplies last. I'm going to flip it over so you can see the other side. This paper is beautiful, and you flip it over. It's got beautiful colors on the other side. And look at this one. Oh my gosh, I wasn't sure if Aunt Jennifer and I were going to wrestle over that pretty paper. I think she has to have her own paper. And looky there. Look there, and I'll just keep on showing it to you because, like I said, it's only available for a short time. Alright, I'll put that aside, and I want to show you the cotton paper. Because the cotton paper comes in 2 colors as well. And I used the dark green. I could have used the lighter one. I don't know why I didn't use the lighter one or anything. I don't know. You know, you just do things and you get stuck on one color. I wouldn't say I got stuck, but I was just busy creating. So see here, you see how flexible that is. You can just tear it like I did. You can use it just like regular paper. And there's the dark green that I did use. So those are things that are just available. And I already showed you the jewels. Now the gold vellum, for the life of me, don't quote me about it. I want to say this is in the shimmer vellum. I want to say this is just in the mini catalog. I'm like 99% sure, but 1% not sure. So you see where I punched out here. But look, it's see, you can see the dull side here. You can see all the gold shimmer there. It's just real pretty. Pretty. All right. So that is it. Let's see what we got here. We'll go back to the face. That is it for this week on Adventurous Stamping, but keep it simple or step it up. I like them all. I use them all. You know, it's just a matter of if you want to get something out quickly, it's easier to do the simple ones. I assure you the ones that are stepped up, like I have with the gold, crinkly, really soft, delicate foil, I only make like maybe a handful, if even that, maybe 3 to 5 if I do that. Lots of times it's just 1 or 2, only because there's just much more time consuming. But anyway, it's there. It's your creativity. It's all about having fun, getting together with friends or family and creating and just enjoying yourself. So with that, have a blessed and adventurous week. Go create something. Go say hello to a friend, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye.